Hi, my name is Jen and I'm an account executive here at LimeSpot. I'm going to start by walking you through a few slides that explain LimeSpot's technology and our features, and then we'll take a look at a live account so you can get an inside look at how LimeSpot could work for you. All right, so I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Okay. One second. All right, so the goal of LimeSpot is we want to partner with you to present the right products at the right time to your customers, which will lead to a better customer experience and higher profitability. So what are some of the benefits of adding LimeSpot? There's really four things. One, improves discovery. So how many product SKUs you have makes a big difference. Typically, LimeSpot or any personalization works best when you have 50 or more products. Increases revenue. So customers who add LimeSpot throughout their site see an average of 20 to 28% increase in revenue and a 3 to 5x increase in conversion rates. Saves time. So acts like an additional merchandising manager so that you can keep content on your site and within emails fresh without lifting a finger. And then finally, better site experience. So thanks to Amazon, personalized recommendations are now expected by visitors. So this just gives your site further credibility. We work with over 7,500 retailers. We work on Shopify, all flavors, as well as BigCommerce. We're actually a Shopify Plus certified partner and the #1 product recommendation app on Shopify with a 4.8 rating out of 1,400 reviews. So since 2013, we've been collecting what those of us in AI call signals, which in our case is just information about people and products to understand their intent. One of the key differentiators between LimeSpot and our competitors is that our AI is actually based on learnings across all of our 7,500 customers. So it just gives our AI engine that many more data points and therefore a smarter AI. So as mentioned, our platform works with the three sets of data. There's product data, people data, and then finally intent. So on the product side, when you install LimeSpot, our system crawls your catalog. We pull in tags and metadata and use something called natural language processing to understand descriptions and any other information available. From there, we also process your order history to understand product relationships and what's been bought together. We then apply our learnings from our other customers to build a rich schematic of your catalog. So it's a continuous and dynamic process, so content is updated in real time. On the people side, to understand people, LimeSpot tracks any viewer who has ever been to one of our customer stores. Everything is GDPR and CCPA compliant. So it's anonymized information, but from that we're able to gather shopping and buying behaviors. We then use that data to create what we call micro-personas, which are just small groups of customers who have similar buying behaviors. Since we're tracking visitors across all our customer stores, we're able to provide custom recommendations even for first-time visitors to your store, because there's a pretty good chance we've seen them before on another customer store. Again, that's a unique differentiator to LimeSpot. So most people come to LimeSpot for recommendation boxes, and they think that's pretty much all we can do, but we're really a complete personalization platform. What I mean by that is we have features that help with acquisition, conversion, and insights. We'll take a look at each of these next. So of course, with the recommendation boxes, you can place them throughout your site on all different types of pages. We have a best practices article that gives you an idea of best practices to follow in terms of what types of boxes and where on specific pages we recommend to get the best revenue lift. I also want to point out that we have quite a bit of manual curation or control around all of our boxes that can be done. So, you know, if you always want to upsell specific items or you want to remove items from never showing up in a box, all of that can be done in LimeSpot. We have quite a few analytics dashboards. I believe we have 6 currently. So with that, we have full store analytics. You'll see this in a second in a live account. We also have full product analytics. We also have analytics around every recommendation box on every page that you place. So plenty of data to analyze, and it's very actionable, easy to understand. We have a full ABN testing dashboard as well, which allows you to continually optimize your site. So for example, as I mentioned, I recommend you set up your boxes based on our best practices, and then test swapping out certain types of boxes and box placement to see which experience gives the best potential revenue lift. Our email personalization feature allows you to create highly targeted email campaigns with personalized and dynamic content. So you set up a widget in LimeSpot, which is just the boxes you would like to add to your existing email campaigns. You can include fallback options. You can add UTM codes for tracking. Everything can be completely customized to match the look and feel of your brand. And then it gives you an HTML code that you can then embed directly into your existing email campaigns. So these are the 6 different email solution providers we currently work with. There's a few others that we've worked with also in the past, but it's typically you just copy and paste the HTML code directly into a text box, for example. As you can see, each recipient then receives different products based on their current buying and viewing habits on your site. If you set up this email once now and send it out, and then send the exact same email out in 6 months, that content is going to be fresh based on their current viewing habits and purchasing habits. So some examples of how email personalization can be used. These are most common ways. So adding a cross-sell or upsell box to the bottom of a post-purchase email is a great revenue generator. Creating a You Might Like campaign for customers that you haven't seen for a while, so reactivate campaign, works really well. You can do, add a related items box to the bottom of an abandoned cart email, and so on. So Google Shopping Enrichment is currently an enterprise-only feature, but it is something that I believe will be coming to Gold and possibly Silver customers as a potential add-on. So it was it was designed in collaboration with Google over the past year. There's really 3 benefits of the Google Shopping Enrichment feature. So one, it automates the shopping feed management process. So getting your products directly into Google Shopping can be quite cumbersome, especially if you have quite a few number of products. And then Google requires kind of a checking process before it agrees to post anything. So this makes that process a lot easier. It does a pre-check against all of Google's criteria and just keeps that content fresh. So there's the feed management piece of it, and then there's the enrichment piece. So another thing it does is it enriches your listing with LimeSpot AI attributes and passes them over to Google. So with anything, Google, for the best placement, Google is going to look at 2 things: how much you're spending for ads, as well as how much attribution information you can provide. So how much data you can provide around each product. So we're helping with that second piece. So we're passing through all of that additional AI information that we pull. I mentioned we use something called natural language processing to read through descriptions and create and pull keywords. So not just what you would see in Shopify or BigCommerce, but additional attribution fields are then being pulled, and demographic information is all being pulled over to Google. And then the third, which brings me kind of the third thing. So ultimately the goal of this product is to help with return on ad spend. So by making it easier for you to get your products into Google, manage that shopping feed, as well as passing through all of that additional enrichment data, our preview customers for this feature saw anywhere between a 3 to 12x increase in return on ad spend. So finally, our segmentation piece. So currently, this segmentation tool allows you to create very detailed segments around visitors' behavior on your site. So typically, most email solution providers have some form of a segmentation piece. Some are better than others. The reason why they have agreed to integrate with us is because we're collecting a lot of visitor behavior that's on-site behavior that they may not be able to pull. So, looking for people who have viewed this product in the last 10 days or however detailed you want to get. So right now what this is it gives you would create a segment and hit save, and then it would give you the ability to download a CSV file of all of the emails and contacts that fall into that segment. Kind of where this piece is going. So in the next 4 weeks, we'll be probably November timeframe, we'll be releasing something called curated collections. Curated collections is the ability to sort products on collection pages based on segments you define. So for example, you could create a high spender segment versus a low spender segment. And when a high spender visits your site, they would see higher priced items towards the top of a collection page versus a low spender would see lower priced items towards the top of the collection page. So that's just one example. Curated collections at this point, I know it will be in enterprise. It may also be in gold. It will not be in silver. And then the other piece that's being built on the segmentation tool is coming the beginning of 2021 is the ability to do content personalization. So content personalization is the ability to swap out images and text throughout your site based on these segments again. So you create a segment, make it easy, male versus female. When a female visits your site, they see a different home banner image and different text than a male. So that content personalization piece, again, coming around the very beginning of 2021, it will be an additional cost, whether you're silver, gold, or enterprise. It will be an additional fee based on your contract size. So here's the different integrations we do. We talked about the email solution providers and how we integrate with them. We also integrate with some different loyalty programs as well as star review programs. So for example, if you want the star rating of each product to show under each product in a recommendation box, or the loyalty points to show, let's say in the upper right hand corner of each product in a recommendation box, we do have integrations for those that can be done. All right, so let me take a look at a live account, and then we'll briefly talk about the 3 different plans. All right. So I'm going to show you something that does really well with us in the beauty spectrum. All right, so we're looking at when you first sign in, after we've set up LimeSpot, it's going to take us to our overview analytics tab here. So we're looking at the last 30 days. You can change the date range here. What we can see is green is LimeSpot driven revenue. Gray is standard navigation. So what we use for LimeSpot driven revenue is 7-day attribution, meaning if somebody originally clicks on a product within a LimeSpot box, adds it to cart, and then purchases within 7 days, we would attribute that to LimeSpot. Standard navigation is just your standard website and how they navigate. So we've got the full store analytics. So for the last 30 days, they've done about 400,000 in sales. They've done 36% of their revenue through LimeSpot. Conversion rate data, so you can see through their standard website, they have a conversion rate of 14.57%. Through the LimeSpot boxes, they have a conversion rate of 22.82%. You've got a full sales funnel, so you can see views to cart, cart to purchases, as well as which boxes are performing best. So that's the first of our analytics dashboards. I won't go through each of these, but as mentioned, we have quite a few analytics dashboards here. So this is where we can see how each box is performing on each of our pages. So for example, they have a most popular items box on their homepage. So you can see how that's doing. They also have a popular items and new arrivals box on collection pages, and so on. Products is the other one that I like to take a look at. So we have full detailed product analytics around each of your products. So you can see those here. And then this is where you would find that ABN testing dashboard. So they don't currently have any A/B tests running, but you would see those listed here if they divided their traffic between different experiences. A/B testing is a feature that is only available in Gold and Enterprise, but can be very powerful in terms of optimizing potential revenue lift. Under the conversion tab, if we go to website personalization, this is really the setup area. So when you first install LimeSpot, it's going to take you here, and it's actually going to take you into the designer. So before I jump in there, I want to quickly show you that this is kind of like a high-level overview of what boxes they have on each of their pages. So for example, we saw they have a most popular box on their home page, and a bought together box on their cart page, etc. So now let's take a look at the designer. If I jump in here, it's going to load your website, and then it's going to load this box designer here. So we have the most popular box on their homepage. We go click on it, it will take us to where that box is embedded on their page. And then if we open these tabs, we can make adjustments to completely customize the boxes to match the look and feel of your store. So you can change box titles, number of images, sizes, navigation, and even placement of boxes. If you have questions about adjusting placement of boxes, you'll want to click here. We have a chat as well and some articles that show you how to do that. You can navigate, of course, through here to any of your pages to then, add more boxes to different pages and adjust those boxes. All right, then once you're happy with all of the changes you've made, you would hit publish, and that's when it would go live on your site. One thing to note though, until you have published, the items that are going to be displayed in the boxes are not going to be accurate. They're just placeholders. So the AI isn't really actually working until you publish. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. I don't want to make any changes to their site. Also, if you need to pause everything, the whole LimeSpot app really easily, you would just hit pause and all boxes will no longer be live on your site. A/B tests, so if you want to set up those A/B tests, this is where you would do it as well. So upsell and cross-sell, here's the ability to do those manual curation options. So if you want to upsell items for this product, you would just select them here. Add to, and then you can add them to upsell and cross-sell boxes. All right. Under acquisition, this is where you would set up the personalized emails. So the email personalization to create those, it's really 3 easy steps. So you would hit create. You can title it whatever you want. Let's just do test 2. You would select your email solution provider here. I'll just use Klaviyo. You can add UTM codes for tracking if you would like. Hit next. Add a recommendation widget. So this is which boxes you would like to embed. So we have a you might like with a fallback option to most popular. We can even do most popular from a specific collection. So let's just do most popular from bestsellers. Then I would select the template. I'll choose this one without any kind of description info. I can further customize it to match, more of the look and feel of my brand if I want. And hit save and close. Hit next. All right, and then go ahead and, like it didn't like, oh, there we go. Just took a second here. All right. Oops, looks like there's a issue here. Problem with doing a live demo. Let's just cancel. We'll just take a look at one that I created here. So if I click in it, it's going to show me under review the code that I would just copy and paste to the clipboard with Klaviyo. The email personalization feature is also only available in our gold and enterprise plans, so it's not in silver. Okay, so then under content, there's just a few things I want to show you here. So if I go to products, this looks a lot like that upsell cross-sell area. But one thing I do want to point out is it actually has all the attribute information, source details, so you can see where we're pulling our AI, variants, those will be listed as well, and then targeting. So as I mentioned, we use that natural language processing to understand a little bit more about the product and pass it over to Google Shopping. These are all these additional attribute fields that we've pulled. You can also add some in as well. You can also see the demographic information and who we want to, promote these products to. If I go to product collections, this is where you can promote specific collections. So these, if you hit increase visibility, these items will start showing up more in the recommendation boxes throughout your site. Decrease visibility will hide some of those collections, not completely hide it, but you're not going to see as many items from those products. And then if we hit unpublish, that's where we can hide completely products. So if there's specific items, like you have, let's say, an extra free shipping charge or an extra shipping charge or free items that you never want to show up in a recommendation box, you would just create a collection and then hit this unpublish, and those items will never show up in a box. All right, segmentation. So right now, again, it's just the ability to create those different advanced segments with a CSV file that you can then download. Soon you'll have the ability to create the curated collections based on these segments, and then early next year, that content personalization as well. All right, so that's LimeSpot in a nutshell. The only other thing I wanted to show you really quickly is where you can see our different plan information. So if I go to our website and then I hit pricing, you'll see our 3 plans here, so silver, gold, and enterprise. And then you will hit this calculate button to get an idea of the actual price based on annual revenue or monthly revenue. And then you can also see underneath here, which products are available, or I'm sorry, which features are available in each of the plans. So we mentioned email personalization is only available in gold and enterprise, so you'll see those here, or it's not in silver. Let's go ahead and hit calculate. So it's going to ask you, what's my monthly revenue? So let's say it's $20,000 for the silver plan. I would pay $40 a month. If I want to compare it to the gold plan, it would be $75 a month. So what you're going to do is you're going to select your base, so which plan makes the most sense for your typical monthly revenue. You're going to estimate pretty conservatively, because what's going to happen is, let's say this month you do 15,000 in sales, but next month you have a fantastic month, maybe it's holiday season, and you do 40,000 in sales. So this month you would be charged $55 for the month if you're on the gold plan, and then the month where you do 40,000 in sales, you would be charged $150 for that month. So it's just going to dynamically kind of scale you up. There's no penalties for selecting 15,000 as your base plan. The next month, if you go back to 15,000, in sales, you're going to go back to $55 per month. All right, well, hopefully that information was helpful. If you have any additional questions, we have a knowledge base section here. We also have full chat support, and then you can just email us at support@limespot.com. All right, hope you have a good day.